Plants prepare their food by absorbing the harmful carbon which is released by human activities. This is why plants are important for both man and environment. Depending on the plant and tree species, their carbon absorption capacities vary. According to a survey conducted in 2016 by ANSAP, 73 community forests in the Charnavati area of Dolakha have absorbed on an average 235.37 tons of carbon per hectare. Carbon absorbed by plants does not go into the atmosphere. When plants absorb carbon, which is regarded as the main cause of climate change, this stops global warming. In order to increase carbon absorption capacity of forest, the ways of using forest resources should be improved while promoting sustainable forest management simultaneously. The challenges to forest and biodiversity conservation should be analyzed in a participatory manner, and measures should be adopted to minimize the losses. This work will be even more effective through promotion of alternative energy and practice of good governance among the forest user groups. Periodic monitoring of forest and biodiversity and regular implementation of the conservation plan is a must. In the course of certifying the forest and ecosystem services, the forest users learned the techniques to measure the carbon absorbed by their forest and ecosystem services provided by the forest. They also learned the ways to conserve, use, and sustainably manage the forest and ecosystem services. The forest users also found out about the benefits of forest and the causes of forest destruction. The community forest user groups also obtained the free pre-informed consent from their group members. They started measuring the carbon and ecosystem services provided by the forest and started monitoring. They identified and mapped the high conservation value forest. They developed conservation plans and started implementing the plans. For the maximization of carbon storage and other co-benefits, the forest users, in participation of all members of the user groups, including the Dalits, members of the indigenous communities, women and the poor, revised the user groups' statutes and operation plans in line with the guidelines of the FSC and obtained permission from the concerned government agencies. They also learned the techniques to maintain a record of their activities related to sustainable harvest and management of forest resources, forest fire control, use of alternative energy to reduce carbon emissions, worker health and safety, along with the group management. They practiced well-being ranking and accordingly implemented a system to judicially distribute the benefits of forest and ecosystem services. They engaged in the sustainable conservation and management of carbon, water, soil and biodiversity, and in enhancing good governance in their groups in line with their respective forest conservation work plans. The certification of forest and ecosystem services ensures enhancement of carbon absorption by the forest, conservation of other co-benefits such as biodiversity, conservation of soil and water, and sustainable conservation and management of ecotourism resources at the landscape. This is beneficial for the local residents and the entire creatures. This may also fulfill the RED's social and environmental standards. When carbon stock was measured in 2016, it was found that compared to 2010, carbon in their forest has increased by 26 tons per hectare. Trees and plants in each hectare of forest here absorb 4.33 tons of carbon, which is around 16 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere each year. This carbon stock or carbon credit can be sold in the international market, as the developed countries are allowed to buy carbon credits from the developing countries to meet the former's carbon emission reduction goals. This has increased the possibility of the Nepali carbon credits getting the international market. This shows that income can be augmented by maximizing carbon stock in forests. Therefore, they are now focused on forest upgrading while meeting the needs of the local residents, simultaneously increasing carbon stock in the forest through sustainable management and conservation of biodiversity and other ecosystem services in line with the FSC standards.
कार्बन सञ्चित भए बापत पनि पैसा आउने त्यो पनि सिस्टम भएर चाहिँ प्रमाणीकरण हुनु धेरै राम्रो हो।
वनमा कति स्टक कार्बन छ भनेर हैन र कार्बन अहिलेको विधान चाहिँ हाम्रो के भने कार्बन यदि स्टक छ सञ्चित यति छ भनेर त्यो पनि राखेको जान्छ हैन।
Study conducted by the Ecosystem Marketplace in 2016 showed that the carbon stored in those forests which have received Sustainable Forest and Ecosystem Services certification from the FSC gets premium price in the market. The study concluded that carbon credits buyers in the international market pay around 7% extra for the carbon stored in FSC certified forests. If the carbon credit seller party engages in deforestation after having received the monetary rewards for conservation, this will damage the reputations of both the seller and the buyer. To avoid this and to give the message that the carbon storage and other co-benefits of a particular forest are sustainable, FSC certification of forest and ecosystem services is necessary.
वनको क्षयीकरण रोक्नलाई पनि वन व्यवस्थापन गरेर गर्ने हो। वन विनाश हुनलाई रोक्ने कुरा पनि वन व्यवस्थापन गरेर गर्दै त्यो रोक्ने हो, त्यतिकै रोकिँदैन र अरु वनको वन कार्बनको सञ्चित बढोत्तरी गर्ने कुरा पनि वन व्यवस्थापनबाट गर्ने। त्यसो भएपछि दिगो वन व्यवस्थापन गर्नु नै ऋण कार्यान्वयन गर्नु हो। त्यसकारणले दिगो वन व्यवस्थापन भयो कि भएन भनेर मापन गर्ने आधार चाहिँ वनको प्रमाणीकरण हो। प्रमाणीकरण गरेर दिगो वन व्यवस्थापन गर्छन् जुन समूहहरूले र प्रमाणीकरण नगरिकन गर्ने व्यवस्थापक समूह भन्दा उनीहरूलाई अलि बढी इन्सेन्टिभाइज गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ हुन्छ।
In this way, the community forests in the Charnavati area have been able to conduct FSC certifications process for their forest and ecosystem services, and they have proved that carbon storage can be increased without having to compromise on the forest resources and co-benefits. Now, the current need is to include these aspects in the government's policy and program. And while promoting the market for carbon stored in FSC certified forest, efforts should be made to help the stakeholder communities secure premium prices for their carbon.